Guten Tag, everyone, and welcome to this week's Who Would Win. And in this week's Who Would Win, we're going up against the gods themselves, Shazam, who has the power of at least 5 gods thanks to his namesake, and Thor, and Thor. And now this one came from Andre Sanders. Thank you, Andre, for the suggestion. Now, real quickly, there have been some with the new rebirth in DC and a couple things happening in the Marvel comics. There are some differences going on with these characters currently. Shazam has actually a slightly different roster of powers because the gods themselves actually changed up, and Thor is. I don't believe Thor has Mjolnir right now. He has something else. But for the sake of things, we're gonna use Thor using Mjolnir as well as a few little bits of his abilities, and we're gonna be using the revamped Shazam. Not that the powers really would have been drastically different with the original Shazam. He was Captain Marvel. He's Shazam now. But he actually has more abilities as this Shazam than he did the previous Shazam, so it makes more sense. So with Shazam, Billy Baxton, I believe his name is, he was given divine empowerment by a wizard who allowed, basically whenever he says Shazam, he turns into Shazam. And it's essentially, it was like the strength of Achilles, I can't remember the actual things that went into it. Per se, but what it more or less, because I can't remember all the gods. I know it's like Wisdom of Solomon, Strength of Hercules, Invulnerability or something like that, of something or so. But basically, once the rebirth happened, the gods changed up. It's now the Strength of Shiva, the Fires of, and I'm gonna butcher some of these names. Hansel, the Compassion of Anapel, the source manipulation to a degree, nothing drastic enough that will affect the fight in a major way, of Zana / Yoga or whatever, the Boldness of 8, and Wizarding Magic of Lightning, basically giving him a lightning kinesis. He also has the Fires of Horon, give him fire manipulation abilities. He can do electrical manipulation from tendrils to just electrical shocks, a blast. He can teleport. He has super speed, durability, and strength on par with Superman, and magical empowerment to his family and things along those lines. That said, he's not invincible. Superman he takes the highest caliber individuals to really hurt him at all, but he can be hurt and he can be defeated. Particularly, it's kind of like the Hulk situation where he can be taxed to the point of reverting back to Billy Baxton. At that point, if you can just stop him from saying Shazam again, then you can kill him or defeat him. So that's Shazam. Thor. Thor is the elder guy. He's Thor Odin's son. He is the son of Odin, the god of gods among Norse mythology, and Gaia, the Earth Mother. So he's actually part Earth god too. He is physically strong. He's physically strong enough to lift about 100 million tons at least. He is in the upper tier of the Marvel physical strength category. He's shattered worlds and clashes. He can snap adamantium coils, not true adamantium, but like secondary adamantium. He can snap adamantium coils with just enough flexing, which is nigh indestructible material. He's closed dimensional rifts along with the help of Mjolnir. He's resisted the gravity of a neutron star. He's fought and beaten individuals like Juggernaut, Hulk, Gladiator, Namor to a standstill. Or some of them to a standstill, others he's beaten. Flown through stars before, so that's pretty impressive. Withstand planetary explosions and survive. Can survive absolute zero. Fly to the sun. Tagged Quicksilver, like Quicksilver's trying to blitz him. He just tagged him. Capable of creating things like hurricane breaths. Manipulate Earth thanks to his mother's parentage, summon rain, electrical manipulation, many various abilities, high durability, obviously. He wields an axe that is more or less a blunt force instrument. It can pierce celestial armor, but that one we won't be using for this fight. Mjolnir is what we'll be using for this fight. And Mjolnir was forged from a dying star, a neutron star, so it can survive planetary explosion. It is nigh indestructible as well. However, it's mystically enchanted. Only those worthy can wield it. If you're not worthy, then you can't lift it, and therefore. And Domino, you got a piece of glass. Can I see that, baby? Can I? Mm-hmm. Come here. Oh, no, come here. Drop it. Sorry, 1 second. Drop it. This is for those of you who don't know, this is part of a telephone insulator. And that's not something you should have, puppy. Yeah, my grandfather collected those, so I got a laundry list of those things lying in the back. So people have actually possibly seen them in the videos I've done. You're not going inside yet, pup, because you're immediately going to want to come back out, because you'll hear me talking. Hello, baby. And wait a minute. Come on. Yeah, you can barely see her off screen, folks. Thor is a tactical expert, an expert combatant in terms of like hand-to-hand combat and actual fighting. However, he's not truly that I mean, he's not dumb, but he's a meathead. And that being said, also, despite everything that Shazam has going for him, like Wisdom of Solomon and all that crap, he is still a kid. He's like a 13-year-old kid. So, yeah, he's not the most... He's not the most tactical person. Should also be noted that Thor can be killed and beaten, but it just takes extremely powerful individuals. Because the Asgardian gods of Marvel, aren't immortal by any stretch of the means. So let's get this fight going. And again, I wrote it down. I'm actually enjoying writing the fight down. It's giving me better, better flow and narrative when I actually do these. So the fight breaks down, and maybe Thor, comes down and has beat like the Midgard. So something's happened where Thor's in the area. Shazam intercepts him, and they have an exchange. It's like, I've never seen you here before. I was like, I am Thor, Odin's son. I have defeated the blah 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 blah. And and being Billy Bax and being Shazam, being part kid more or less, or just a kid in a grown man's body. He's going to be like, yeah, whatever, and just swings in, and the fight happens. Now, he's probably going to get a sucker punch on Thor, because they just, forsooth! And then, they fight. Now, in a pure physical exchange, I think Thor is the weaker of the two. Hello, puppy. Thor is the weaker of the two. But Thor's got the combat experience, plus he has a weapon on call that's mystically endowed and extremely powerful. So it's going to be a relatively even match, but I think Thor actually having the edge because of actual... That's not to say... Let's be clear. Shazam is on par with Superman and is physically, tougher than Thor in terms of that, in terms of just physicality. But Thor's no slouch in that regard either. He will dish out some punishment, and I think he's going to take the upper hand just because of that. He's going to eventually get a strike on Shazam, just boom, maybe just hit him, just go. He's going to be thrown back. It's like, whoa, and he just shakes it off. It's like, what the heck? Then Shazam's going to throw lightning. Thor's going to throw lightning. They're going to clash with our lightning. I think Shazam is resistant. They're both resistant to lightning, but they're not immune to it. They can be hurt by lightning. It's not like they're immune to this stuff. You like to think that you're immune to this stuff. Oh, yeah. So then Thor's gonna, throw the, swing in, forsooth, and then, comes in, For's gone, swinging with a hammer just straight towards him. That's when the fire manipulation on Shazam's part comes in, and that's gonna hurt. I could definitely say that's gonna hurt Thor, but still, he's gonna, fly through it and just, land a shot right to Shazam's gut, just knock the wind out of him. Then he's gonna get probably another, supercharged, strike with Mjolnir, just boom. So now he's maybe got like a drop of blood, and it's just going to keep going back and forth, because neither of them, besides Shazam having kind of a physical edge on Thor, neither of them really have anything that can ultimately take out the other in terms of abilities, just because of how durable they really are. With the exception of Mjolnir, which I believe is eventually going to come down to that Thor is just going to just have, supercharge the lightning, supercharge all his energy, use some of his Odin power, some of the Allfather's power, which he does have some of the Odin force in him, and then it's just going to be, and then boom, straight on Shazam's head, just boom, knock him the hell out, just boom, poof. Then you're going to see he just transforms back into Billy Baxton, child, blah, blah, blah. And he's about to, no, because he's probably aware of the other gods in the universe to a degree, so it's like, no. Maybe even Thor's aware of Shazam in some regard, because of, gods and things like that. But no, I think Thor is going to take this fight pretty handedly just because of better combat experience. He's a warrior, first and foremost. First and foremost. And he just actually has more arsenal for him to actually take Shazam out with. Could Shazam knock Thor out? Yeah. I would say it's probably like a 85 to 15, though. I think Thor's going to take it about 85% of the time. So that's my thoughts on this. This was a quick one. They're both actually very similar in terms of a lot of their abilities, so it really wasn't that hard to... I mean, I still had to write down the information. Plus, Thor, from what I can tell, has also survived a lot more physical just destructions and, cataclysms. Like, he survived a planetary explosion. He survived the gravity of a neutron star. He survived a lot more in terms of his feats than the Shazam has. So, overall, that's how I think this fight goes down. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who wins, put those in the comments below, too. I put them on the list. I get to them at some point. Ideas for what ifs, I do that as well. Put that in the list. I will get to that at some point. Tomorrow will be a magic video, will be a superhero video, and it will be Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Don't know if Mark will join me for that one, because the only regular showing I can find right now is a 10-10, but we'll see if things change up tomorrow. But thanks for watching, and I will see you folks.